So guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I want to help you understand Mazda CX-5s, especially those that come from Japan. As you know right now, Mazdas, especially the CX-5s, they have become a common uniform on our roads. And it is my responsibility to educate you on the various trim levels or the various categories of Mazda CX-5 so that when you are going to buy one, you will not be confused by your salesperson, but you will only tell them exactly what you want, and then it's their responsibility to search for you the car that you want. So normally, Mazdas, those coming from Japan, of course, they will have a different kind of naming as compared to those coming from the US. So because as we bring cars from Japan, we will use the Japanese nomenclature. Sawa. So first of all, you need to understand Mazda CX-5s, they come in two categories. So we have the petrol and the diesel. The petrol always they come with a G, and then the diesel will come with a D. Sawa. Then under the petrol, okay, let me start with the diesel because the diesel is much more simpler. Under the diesel, you only have one engine size, which is the 2.2 liter turbo. That one comes as standard. Every diesel is 2.2 liter turbo, and then the chassis number always will start with KF2P. So when you look at the chassis number of the car you are buying and you see KF2P, always know that you are talking about diesel and it has only one engine size. So under this diesel, there are four trims. Trims is the level of specification or the level of luxury and other additional things. So kuna XD, sawa. So XD is the basic diesel CX-5. It will always come with two-wheel drive. It does not have an option of four-wheel drive. You will find that mostly let me get the black one. You will find that the seats are fabric, okay. You will find also the seats are manual, so you don't have the electronic seats. You also don't have things like fog lights. You will also have things like 17-inch rims. Sawa. So this is the basic diesel. Then you have the XD Proactive. Sawa. Ukifika XD Proactive, you have the alternative to choose between an all-wheel drive and a two-wheel drive. And then the level of specs, they go a bit high. Utakuta the seats are power seats. Okay, seats are powered. The boot is powered. Okay, it is not manual. And then, of course, I've said you have an additional AWD. So mtu akikwambia ni XD Pro, you can ask for an AWD. And then we talk about the XDR. The L stands for leather. Sawa. So XDR will always come with leather as standard. So that is not even something that you choose. So you will have the leather seat, and then you can choose between the AWD or the two-wheel drive. Sawa. And then now the most premium one is the XD Exclusive. Sawa. The XD Exclusive, it can come with either two-wheel drive or AWD. But the most important thing with the Exclusive, you must know it's the luxury version. Sawa. It will come with the Bose music system. Okay, 10 speakers with an additional subwoofer in the boot. What else will it have? It will have what we call dark roof. I heard people talking about dark interior because the seats are black. Not necessarily. Majority of the cars will come with their roof colored cream, but this one is dark roof, which is actually a very, very premium feature. So these are the categories of the Mazda CX-5 diesel. The way they are classified, the way you go down, the more expensive they become. So the two-wheel drive is the cheapest. If you add an AWD and some power seat, it becomes slightly expensive. If you go to XDR, you want leather AWD, that combination is more expensive than leather two-wheel drive. And now when you talk about exclusive AWD, then that is the premium price that you should be ready to pay for. So let's now come to the petrol version. Okay, the petrol, it has two variants. So you have the 2-liter petrol and you have the 2.5 liter petrol. So always 2-liter gasoline, 2.5 liter gasoline. Let me start with the 2-liter because This is the second most simple after the diesel. Sawa. So here you only have two variants. You have the chassis number for the 2-liter petrol will always be KFEP, KFEP. Sawa. The other one we have seen is KF2P. So the beginning of the chassis number will be this one. So that will help you identify the model code. So the variants, you will talk about the 20S. Sasa, this is the most basic. So you will have manual seat. Okay, you have manual boot. Okay, and then you have the fabric, and even the music system is not that enhanced. So this is what I have. My car is exactly this one. So everything is manual, nothing fancy, just a car that can take you where you want. And remember, it's all these are 2-liter petrol. So the power configuration is the same, the power output is the same, it's just the spec level. And then you have the 20S Pro Active. Sawa. So this one you can find power seat, and then you can find power boot, okay, and some other minor enhancement here and there. One thing you need to know about the 2-liter petrol, it never comes with an AWD, it never comes with the leather seat. Always the 2-liter will come as 2-wheel drive, it will come as no leather. But remember, Japan is what we call a manufacturer country. So what happens is that some individuals, they order vehicles straight from the factory, meaning that car could come with additional specs that are custom made. Sometimes you will hear someone saying they saw a 2-liter petrol with leather seat. That is not a standard manufacturer specification. But in Japan, you know, there are those dealers who sell new Mazda CX-5. When they receive those vehicles from the factory, they will always come with this specification. But if the dealer receives an order from a client who requires custom made specs, you might find even a sunroof in a 2-liter, but it is custom made for that client. But on standard production, you will not find leather seat and AWD. Sawa. So now let us come to the 2.5 liter petrol. Okay, so this is more powerful than the 2-liter, and it has some enhancement because you have the turbo and then non-turbo. So you have the 2.5 turbo and the 2.5 non-turbo. Sawa. Let us start with the simple one, the 2.5 turbo. Always you have two, so you have 25 TL. Okay, so L, I told you, is leather seat. Sawa. So when you have the 25 TL, it will always come as AWD. Okay, with leather. So leather, AWD. And then you have the 25T exclusive. 25T exclusive, it is always AWD plus the luxury. The luxury we spoke about. Okay, we will talk about the Bose, you will talk about dark roof, you will talk about sunroof. Okay, sawa. So you can also have sunroof here with the XD exclusive. So let me add here sunroof. Okay, so you will have all those things. So the turbo, simple, it only comes with AWD and with leather seat. That one I hope it is agreed. So let us now come now to the non-turbo. Non-turbo, you have three variants. You have the 25S, will only come with 2WD. Sawa. And fabric seat, when you see the S, it reflects the same S you find in the 2-liter. So it is manual seat, it is a manual boot, it is fabric seat. So this is very basic 2.5 non-turbo. You can go to 25S Pro. So it also reflects what you have in your 20S Pro. So you have power seat and you have power boot, but always 2-wheel. Sawa. Then you have the 25SL. Sawa. So there you have the choice to choose between a 2-wheel and an AWD, but with leather seat. Okay, so anywhere within Mazda that you see L, just know leather seat is included. So XDL, 25SL, here no L, so you can't find the leather there. So guys, That is what I wanted you to understand. So if you are coming to me, be very categorical. We are talking about HDL, we will have leather seat. If you are talking about 2 liter, don't talk to me about AWD, don't talk to me about sunroof and other things. If you are talking of non-turbo, or if you are talking about turbo, don't talk to me about two wheel, because it will always be all wheel with leather. So guys, my number is here if you want to bring a car from Japan. So it's 07 57 356 989. Cheers guys, and see you in my next video.